Alrighty, y'all. We are back here. My internet decided it wanted to give out on us, of course. But we're back with the coverage or bit of the updates and whatnot. Looks like everything is hopefully back up and running here. Once again, sorry about that, y'all. We had a little bit of a technical problem here. Anyway, so let's go ahead and pick up where we were off last here. Let's go ahead and bring everything back up. Anyway, so like we were talking about here, guys, we're going to bring back up our models and stuff. Like we were talking about, we do have, like I mentioned, a pretty good amount of, instability and whatnot that is going to be, in place here overall. So, hopping over here to the models again, looking at the wrap here, you can see that it's relatively in agreement to, comparing what like the NAM was suggesting and whatnot. There is going to potentially be, enough instability, of course, for all this severe weather and whatnot. What's up, guys? Welcome back. Like I mentioned, we had a little bit of a technical problem. My internet gave out on my computer anyways. Let's see. What's up, Van? Welcome back. Let's see. Sending in a question. All right. Let's see. Kelly, what's up? Ponderosa, Sonia, the Baguette is how you say your name. Ohio, Joseph, Misty, KS. Let's see here. Ohio. Let's see here. Van says, let's see, what is a comparable setup to this? To be honest, Van, I am not the best person when it comes to comparing events. I just don't really remember a lot of these older events unless they're like super significant, to be honest with you. I'm not like one of those weather encyclopedia people. but yeah, so I'm not the right person to ask for that. But what I can tell you though is, like I said, with everything in place that we're talking about, all of that instability that's here, that really strong wind shear, or the really strong wind shear in both our lower and our mid atmosphere. We're in for quite an event here, it looks like. And of course, like I mentioned, our dew points here too. Great moisture advection. Here, dew points in the mid upper 60s here, lower 70s potentially in some spots. There is a great amount of moisture here overall. What's up, Moon River? Welcome back. Let's see. What's up, Polly? What's up, guys? What's up, Jeff? What's up, Misty? But anyway, so that's that. Like I mentioned, everything is in place here. Models are, in relative decent agreement here too. There's the wrap. Here's the NAM with the instability and whatnot. The NAM 3K, the HRRR. It does seem like the models are actually kind of showing the possibility for maybe even some amounts of instability here over 1,000 joules per kilogram, which, like I said, that's anything over 1,000 is decent amounts of instability, for fuel for those storms and whatnot. So that's that. Am I familiar with SKUTs? Absolutely. I've studied them I've studied weather for many years. SKUTs are common ground for me. I just don't really show soundings too much on this stream because I know a lot of people, it's just gibberish for a lot of people. Obviously the SKUT plot here, you got your photographs. Now, the sounding I did pull here, though, obviously, once again, 60 degree, upper 60s dew points, obviously the temperature is close to your dew point as well, indicating, low dew point depressions, which means overall, essentially what you need to know is that there's a lot of moisture, a lot of, water vapor present here. Also, obviously the winds do slightly change directions here with altitude. So because we have that changing or that veering wind shear, because of the fact that the winds are, increasing in wind speed and changing in wind direction with altitude, that's going to give us a potential rotating atmosphere. Also shown here by the photograph, you see that kind of curvature to the photograph there, representing that change in wind speed and direction with altitude, which is very crucial for tornadic development and whatnot. Instability, once again, fair amounts of instability. The instability kind of cuts out right here, right around 12 kilometers. We call this the equilibrium level. Basically, the tops of those storms there. Essentially, it's where the instability runs out. And we become, once again, stable. So, storm tops in this sounding could be up to right around 12 kilometers or so, which is, pretty decent sized, pretty tall storms, essentially. But anyways, so yeah, I mean, looking at the soundings here, great, good amount of instability. The wind shear is very strong. We do have that veering pattern too. Definitely does look pretty, pretty potent here. In regards to tornadic activity, unfortunately, and really just all severe weather. So we're gonna really need to look out for that. What's up, Mark? Hope you're doing good, man. Welcome, welcome. Let's see. WWT says, should I be worried for tomorrow? I wouldn't be worried, guys. I wouldn't freak out. I know it's a little hard to to not be a little nervous. I get that. But like I mentioned, we'll get through this together. Just make sure you guys have a way to receive warnings and stuff like that. And obviously, if there is a warning that's issued, then seek shelter accordingly. But once again, overall. We'll get through this. And it's rough. I know it's kind of scary sometimes, but like I said, we'll be covering night shift tomorrow too. So I'll be here with you guys as the events happen late tomorrow night. Actually, I'll probably be live early Sunday, to be honest with you. Because this event's going to be going from late Saturday into early Sunday. So we'll definitely be doing the coverage here for Sunday, of course, early Sunday. What about northern Georgia, says Morgan. So Georgia is obviously in the risk here. Not as crazy of a risk as, say, those areas to the west here. It depends on where you're at, of course, but we do have 2 risk levels in Georgia, in northern Georgia. Just once again, it depends where you're at. But the main threat for severe weather, once again, is going to be across the, of course, the enhanced risk, that level 3 threat, or the orange area here. So once again, the main problem is going to be for areas like, Louisiana, Arkansas, Mississippi, Alabama. And like I mentioned, they did extend that level 3 threat into Memphis. So Memphis is included now in that level 3 threat, which is including that 10% chance for tornadoes. Once again, a few of those could be potentially strong, maybe EF2 or greater here. So that is that. That is that. Now, in terms of damaging winds, like we mentioned, we have that 30% chance here as well. Damaging wind gusts ranging between 60 and 70 miles an hour here. So that's that. And we have a 15% chance here across the yellow, and a 5% chance here across the brown here. So once again, just probability based off of the potential for damaging wind gusts between 60 and 70 miles an hour here overall. Let's see. Shadow says hello. Let's see. Hello all. My friend, thanks for all you do. You're very welcome, Shadow. No problem. Glad to have you here. Hope you're doing good. Let's see here. Is Bristol, Tennessee hit by the flooding? So yeah, that's actually another thing, guys, like we mentioned, is going to be that flooding threat. Hopping over here to tomorrow's outlook for flooding. Like I mentioned, we have a large high risk now for flooding, potential. Flooding is going to be another really big problem tomorrow. Now, to answer your question, yes. There will be potential for flooding in Bristol. As you can see, all of Tennessee is at risk for flooding potential. The further west you go, the greater the probability is for flooding. But anyway, so we do have, like I said, a high risk here for flooding, across northwestern Tennessee, southwestern Kentucky, between Kentucky and Tennessee. That's where the heaviest, the greatest potential for flooding is going to be. The scale goes from a level 1 to a level 4. The higher the level, the greater the probability for flooding, in which essentially, we have a very large, like I said, level 3 even. Level 3. It's I think that's at least a 40% chance for flooding overall. Pretty sure. So yeah, flooding is going to be a really big issue. Now I do want to take a quick little look at the models with you guys. So let's go ahead and pull up the models. We're gonna take a look at those regarding the rainfall and stuff too. So let me go ahead and bring those up. Actually, let's just go over here. So like I mentioned, guys, yeah, flooding also going to be a really big issue for tomorrow. So if we go ahead and bring up the, let's see, total precipitation accumulation. So this is the GFS. Wow. So the latest GFS run that we do have, the 18 Zulu, does suggest, you can see that streak here from like northwestern Tennessee up through like western Kentucky. The GFS model is suggesting anywhere from like 5 to maybe 6 inches worth of rainfall, which that is a lot of rain. That is a lot of rain here. Now, in terms of European model, it seems like they're actually in fair sync with one another. You guys can kind of see Euro maybe slightly a little further south, but still potential 4, 5 or more inches across areas here of like Kentucky and like western Tennessee and whatnot. That's where we have that high risk, for flooding and whatnot. I mean, a lot of you folks are going to get a lot of rain. NAM, on the other hand, here actually has this a little bit further west for more areas like southeastern Missouri and like southern Illinois and like southern Indiana and whatnot overall. So that's that. Welcome, Peachy. Welcome. Hope you're doing good. But yeah, so that is obviously a really big issue. Is going to be that flooding potential and whatnot. Wow, dude, that is nuts, man. Here's HRRR. That is honestly wild. So the HRRR here is suggesting between northwestern Tennessee and like central western Kentucky, maybe even more than like 5 or 6 inches of rain, maybe even towards 7, according to HRRR, which there hasn't really been many models to suggest that, but regardless, you can expect a good 4+ inches or so. That's common ground between those models and whatnot. So, yeah, definitely got to look out there for that. But yeah, flooding, once again, I got a high risk out there for those regions here. Got a moderate across the red, which, like I mentioned, still a pretty decent flooding threat, very high flooding threat here, and of course the yellow, which is kind of a middle flooding threat here overall. So if you guys are in these areas here, once again the scale goes from 1 to 4. Level 1 across the dark green, level 2 across the yellow, level 3 across the red, and of course the maximum level 4 threat across the pink here. Obviously the higher the number, the more likelihood of flooding there will be, so keep that in mind. Okay, so keep that in mind because whenever it comes to it here, that's going to be a big problem. Is also flooding. So, anyways, let's see here. Can I zoom into northern Georgia? Slight risk. See if I'm in it or not. I got you. So this is the flooding threat. Once again, I don't know if you want me to look at the flooding or the severe weather side of things, but yeah, northern Georgia, basically everything just north and west of Atlanta is within that slight risk, that level 2 flooding threat, which is at least a 15% chance for flooding. Overall. Now, the severe weather threat here, it's more of everything west of Atlanta is in that slight risk for severe weather in general, which, we do have, a 2% chance for areas just west of Atlanta for tornadic activity, a little sliver of a 5% chance here too. Damaging winds west of Atlanta, 15% chance, 5% chance for Atlanta area. Basically same same concern. Basically being potential for gusty winds up to 60 to 70 miles an hour overall. Let's see here. Joseph says, hey, man, I get an update for 71602. I'm a first responder. I'm going to be patrolling the area tomorrow. I was wondering what the rest is going to look like from our area. Gotcha, Joseph. Once again, thank you. Sorry, I never said that. Once again, my brain's just not working. I'm sorry. It's been a day, man. It's been a day. What I was going to say, Joseph, is thank you for what you do. I appreciate that. And, yes, let me go ahead and get that for you real quickly. For everybody else, like I mentioned, we will be getting into we'll be getting into zip codes here in a little bit. But thank you, dude, Joseph. I appreciate that. So whenever it comes to the severe weather threats, first of all, you are in the slight risk. You're really close to that level 3, though. 5% chance for tornadic activity, 15% chance for winds, and a 15% chance for hail. 1 to 2 inches in diameter for hail. Damaging winds 60 to 70 miles an hour. And, tornadoes, you're not in that hatch risk, but you're close there overall. Now, with the with the flooding threat and whatnot, for your region, you do have that slight risk, or that 15% chance here overall. So that's something that you gotta look out there for as well. Especially if you're in those low-lying areas here, flooding will be a concern for areas out there by you, which is at least a 15% chance for flooding within a 25-mile radius of your location. So yeah, be careful out there, man. Be careful, because once again, both flooding and that severe weather activity will be expected in the area. Let's see. Matthew says, "Hey, bud, I'm in Owensboro, Kentucky. Actually, nervous. Be careful, man. Owensboro is first of all, not in any form of, like I said, not in any form of severe weather, which is good. That risk for severe weather is just slightly south of Owensboro, but we do, of course, have that flooding threat. Which obviously is going to be a big issue for you all out there in Kentucky. Once again, like Western Kentucky and whatnot, and like portions of Western Tennessee, Central and Western Kentucky. We do have that really big flooding threat. But yeah, for Owensboro area, you're right on the edge of the high risk. Actually, you're right on the edge of the high risk, which you're in the moderate level 3 out of 4 flooding threat. So yeah, definitely got to keep an eye out there for that. What's up, Airborne? Welcome. Let's see here. By the way, guys, like I said, we'll do zip codes here in a little bit, okay? I'm just trying to get through everything real quickly a couple times, just to kind of familiarize you guys with the risk that was here, and then we'll get into the personal zip codes, okay? I promise you guys, we'll get to them eventually. Let's see here. Crazy Path says, just to let you know, they said they might have to upgrade the tornado threat in the description at the very bottom. Did they? Really? Here, let me go ahead and bring that up real quickly. We'll go ahead and hop over to SPC real quickly. So this is the official page from the SPC. They said at the very bottom. Oh, yeah. You are correct. Thanks for pointing that out, actually. Look at that. So if more robust prefrontal storms become likely. So that's basically those storms ahead of the line that we were talking about in my other stream before it rudely crashed on us. So, yeah, if there is storms ahead of that line, then that could be a much bigger problem for tornadic activity. Prefrontal storms would be a very bad thing. Let's hope they don't happen. Let's just hope that it's just a line, because if it's just a line, then that threat will be a little bit, that threat will be a little bit lower. But yeah, you're right. Let's see. If more robust prefrontal storms become likely, so as of now, like we looked at the HRRR, there might be a few prefrontal storms across like Louisiana and whatnot, but for the most of the other areas like Mississippi and Alabama and whatnot, it seems like, remember, this is also just one model run too, but from what the guidance we looked at, it showed mostly just a line rolling through after that, but we'll see. But yeah, they did mention here, you're right, greater tornado probabilities could be needed across the area. Now, if that did get upgraded, that would mean that would be in a moderate risk, because a 15% chance for tornadic activity, that would put us in a moderate risk here. So that's something that we really do got to look out for. But yeah, they did mention that, so possible moderate. Officially from the SPC, so we'll have to see. As of now, though, it's still the enhanced here. Let's see here. Tim, thank you so much, dude. Coming in with a $5 donation. Thank you so much, Tim. Greatly appreciated, my friend. Really appreciate that. So, y'all in chat, please give Tim a big thank you for the donation. I greatly appreciate it. It'll go towards helping us out a ton, so thank you so much. I really appreciate that, as it definitely goes to help out and help keeps our programs up and running, too. So, thank you, Tim. I appreciate it, man. Joseph says, I appreciate the update, Andrew. Thanks for all you do. No problem, man. Anytime. I got you. Let's see here. But anyways, guys, like I mentioned, we will get into zip codes here soon. Very, very soon. Real quickly, though, I do want to hop over to back over here to the models real quickly, just to kind of talk about what we're dealing with here. So first of all, let's just go ahead and play this in motion. This is our dew point temperature, and you guys can see all of that moisture advection, basically what's driving all the warmth and the heat, or the heat and the moisture and whatnot, is coming from the Gulf here. You can see all of that moisture advection, and then the cold front comes through, and just kind of knocks all that out of the park. So you have the warm air rising up, the cooler air coming in on the backside, and because of the differential in those temperatures and whatnot, that creates the instability, in which, like I mentioned, first of all, with our dew points and whatnot being in the mid upper 60s, maybe even close to 70 in some spots, that's providing a great amount of moisture for those storms, which is a very important thing for severe weather and just thunderstorms in general. Moisture is there. There's a lot of moisture. Instability, like we mentioned, the fuel for those storms. It seems like the models have been uptrending the amount of instability or the amount of fuel in the atmosphere. It does seem like the models, because previously we were talking under 1,000 joules per kilogram of instability. That was earlier assumptions, but now it seems like a lot of the models, according to HRRR here that we're looking at now, suggests here that we could not only just be 1,000, but maybe even closer towards like 1,500 joules per kilogram of instability. So that is a lot. That is a lot of instability. It's not the most in the world, of course. For this time of the year, it's a lot. But, it's enough, of course, and that's really what matters is that, it is enough to get the job done. It is enough to allow for, widespread thunderstorms and widespread severe weather possibilities, given the amount of instability that's here. So that is that. Overall, like I said, instability is there in general. Let's go and hop over here. So we also have, like I said, really, really strong lower level jet here, which... we do have a good 55, 60 knots or so of lower level wind shear, about 4,000 feet up or so, which, like I said, it's very crucial for tornadic development and whatnot. Those lower level winds help organize those, or just wind shear in general helps organize those storms and whatnot. With all that instability we were talking about, all that fuel for those storms and whatnot, looking back at the lower level winds here, we have really, really strong wind shear, really, really strong winds pulling its way up here to the northeast or so. But as we go up into the upper, like I said, as we go up into the upper elevations here, the wind speeds, in some spots increase, but also one of the big things here is that the winds are actually changing directions with altitude. So because of the fact that they're changing wind directions and increasing in wind speeds in some points, is going to allow for the potential for rotating thunderstorms inside of that line of storms in general, which will give us tornadic probability, which we do have. Let's see here. Nemo says, if you read the SPC discussion, tornado upgrade is actually talking about the LA/Mississippi/Alabama and Florida coast, not the existing 10% would be a 5. Oh, okay. Okay, cool. I appreciate you for clearing that up with me. Yeah. See, from the way I read that, from the way I saw that, from whoever told me about it in the chat here, the way that I read it is greater tornado probabilities could be needed across this area. Okay, that makes sense. Nemo, thank you. I appreciate that. That's actually, I appreciate that because the way I took it, and the way that whoever told me about it, made it seem like it was going to be for higher probability. Which like I mentioned, from the models that we're looking at here, there's not a lot of prefrontal activity. Hopefully, knock on wood. If there is, that could be a much bigger problem. But if we take a look over here back at like the reflectivity here on the HRRR and whatnot, really there's not a lot of prefrontal activity here. The only areas that could see maybe some type of prefrontal storm activity would be like Louisiana, but you can see like Mississippi and Alabama being relatively clear. But then as we approach our way into the morning of Sunday, you can see that that's just mostly that line of storms that just kind of rolls through, overall. So, we'll have to see. Things can change, and if we do get prefrontal storms that develop ahead of that line, that could be more problematic, potentially stronger tornadic activity and stuff like that. So we'll just have to see how that plays out, which we'll keep an eye on it, of course. Let's see. Here's the 0-1 Zulu run here. Yeah, it's not quite available yet. Well, I should say it doesn't get to the point where we need to look at it. But anyways, yeah, we'll definitely we'll have to look out for prefrontal storms tomorrow, because if there is some, then that could be a little bit more of an issue. All right. Let's see. Is there any good news / relief for Memphis? So unfortunately, the latest information coming in from SPC, they did add you guys to the level 3 threat for severe weather tomorrow. So whenever it comes to it, Kazo, I think that's how you say your name. We have a 10% chance, for tornadic activity out here. It's a 10% chance here for tornadic activity. So that's something that we need to look out there for, is, a couple of tornadoes, perhaps some strong tornadic activity could be possible within the region here. 30% chance for damaging winds, 60, 70 miles an hour or so. And of course, hail, that, 15% chance here in general. So that's that. Anyways, folks, well, you know what? Like I said, I promised you guys we'll go ahead and get into some of those personal forecasts and whatnot. So we'll do a little bit of those, and then after that, we're probably going to wrap it up here. I'll try to do another live stream early tomorrow morning before everything pops off, and then tomorrow evening, early Sunday morning, we'll do coverage. So that's going to be on my plan here, is that, later on this morning, we're probably going to go live super early later today. So we'll definitely do that. But like I said, we'll go live, probably not for the beginning of the event or the middle of the event, but we'll probably go live for the later portion overall. But anyways, all right, Railfan, I got you. Let's go ahead and hop over here. Bring up our day 2 outlook here. Alrighty, so let's see here. Railfan, 343. Let's see, you're up in Georgia. You have a marginal risk here, level 1 severe weather threat here for tomorrow, which grants you a no shot for, or I shouldn't say no shot, but less than 2% chance for tornadic activity. Damaging winds, I got a 5% chance for damaging wind gusts, ranging between 60 and 70 miles an hour or so. And hail, not really expecting any hail threat for you. So really your main thing tomorrow is just going to be some gusty wind potential overall. Now, in regarding to the active flooding threats that we do have, your area is actually right on the edge of the slight risk here. So, you're going to have a potential for some flooding. If your area is, in the, like I said, if your area is in a low spot, low-lying area, you could be at risk out there for for some flooding and whatnot. So keep that in mind. All right, let's see here. Airborne wants me to take a look. Let's see here over at 35756. 35756 Alabama. Gotcha. All right, my friend, you got a slight risk for flooding. So you got a level 2 out of 4 flooding threat. So, yeah, flooding's going to be a concern for your area. You're also in a level 2 severe weather threat. You got yourself a slight risk, which that includes a 5% chance for tornadic activity within within a 25-mile radius of your location. That includes a 15% chance here for damaging wind gusts between, like I said, 60 and 70 miles an hour here overall. And then, of course, the hail threat here, which is just right outside of your area. So that's that. But anyways, guys, I'm also going to keep up with the chat too. So if I go over your zip code, don't take it personally. I just need to keep up with chat. So also don't spam your zip code either, but just keep posting it. We'll get to it. Shadow, thank you so much for the Tropical Storm membership for 7 months. I appreciate your continued support, Shadow. Thank you so much. Saying if only the news shared as much as you. Thank you. I really appreciate that, Shadow. Greatly appreciated. Thank you for being a continued supporter member. I appreciate that, my friend. Thank you so much. Greatly appreciate it. All right, let's see here. Max says 38237. Gotcha. 38237. This is up in Tennessee. We got ourselves a slight risk, level 2 threat for severe weather. So you have a 5% chance for tornadoes. You got yourself a 15% chance for damaging wind gusts between 60 and 70 miles an hour, as well as a 5% chance here for hail, ranging between 1 and 2 inches in diameter overall. Now, whenever it comes to the active flooding threat, you, my friend, are in the high risk for flooding. Your area has potential of seeing maybe 4 inches or greater of rainfall, which that would indicate a very nasty flooding threat for your area. So please be careful. Flooding is obviously going to be one of your main issues, if not the main issue for your area. So yeah, please be careful. That is going to be a huge problem for your region out there. So definitely be careful. But yeah, severe weather is also going to be a concern too. So keep an eye on it, because flooding and severe weather is going to be a concern. Okay, Kimberly, got you 71405. 71405, got you, my friend. Let's see, here in Louisiana. Okay, so you're actually in that level 3 threat here overall. We are in that level 3 here. So what that does indicate is that you are in the, actually you're in the 5% chance. You're actually in the 5% chance here. For tornadic activity. You're just shy of the 10%. We'll see if you get extended into that or not. We have a 30% chance for damaging wind gusts ranging between 60 and 70 miles an hour, and of course we do have a 5% chance for hail between 1 and 2 inches in diameter here. Now, in terms of the flooding threat, we have a marginal level 1 flooding threat out here. So there is going to be that potential for a little bit of flooding and whatnot. So keep that in mind, but yeah, so once again, there is a level 3 threat for you. 5% chance for tornadoes, 30% chance for damaging winds, as well as a 5% chance for hail. Let's see here, Nemo coming in with a $2 super chat, man. Thank you so much, saying new Nadocast kind of cooked. Uh-oh. Let me bring it up. Hold up. I'm actually kind of curious now that you said that. Let me bring up Nadocast. Is it like crazy? I know how crazy Nadocast can be. Oh, wow. That is a big 10%. All right, y'all. So Nadocast is not an official prediction, by the way. This is just I believe it's model generated tornado probability type stuff. But look at that. Yeah, so there's a really large 10% here according to the latest Nadocast. That goes all the way up into like Tennessee and whatnot. Well, remember, this is not official. This is just a representation here, but wow. That's crazy. But there is that hatch risk up there towards like northern Mississippi and whatnot. Once again, not official. This is just Nadocast. That's crazy, though. That is crazy, though. Yeah, this is the official here, though, that we're looking at right now. But we'll see what happens. All right, let's see here. Shadow Walker wants me to take a look at 42101. 42101. By the way, guys, like I said, I'm not trying to skip anybody. I'm just keeping up with the chat here. Whatever zip code I see, I'm just going to go off of. So we do have, like I mentioned here, actually we have a marginal here, level 1 severe weather threat for your area. There's a 2% chance for tornadoes out here by Bowling Green, a 5% chance for damaging winds, and a 5% chance here for hail. Now, whenever it comes to the flooding threat, unfortunately, you're in that high risk here. You do have that level 4 out of 4 flooding threat, which is indicating, once again, as we were looking at the models, was indicating about like 4 inches or greater of rainfall. That's crazy. It's crazy. So a lot of rain. Definitely look out for flooding. That's going to be a big problem for you. It looks like as flooding is going to be quite high, possibility out there in that region. All right, let's see here. Chris wants me to take a look at, 37412. I got you. Let's see here. 37412. Alrighty, you are in Tennessee, my friend. So you are actively in the slight risk for severe weather, that level 2 out of 3 severe weather threat that we have as of now, which puts you in you're right on the edge of the 5% tornado risk, but you're in the 2% chance here. You got yourself a 15% chance for damaging wind gusts between 60 and 70 miles an hour. In hail, we do have ourselves no hail threat for tomorrow, so that is good. At least not anything like damaging or like anything significant or anything like that. Now, flooding, that's another thing. So flooding concerns, we do have a 15% chance for flooding, also a level 2 out of 4 flooding threat here. So yeah, flooding is going to be at least a 15% chance across a 25-mile radius of your area. So flooding is going to be definitely possible. So look out for flooding and a little bit of severe weather here as well. So, once again, keep an eye out there for it, my friend, and be careful for sure. And like I said, we'll be covering this the later portion of this event here. We'll be covering late Saturday into early Sunday. We'll probably be mostly covering early Sunday, to be honest with you guys. But anyways, yeah, so keep it out there for that, my friend. Let's see here. No Name says, can I check on 32413? Got you, my friend. No problem. Let's see here. I'm going to have to remove that there. Okay, so 32413. 32413. Gotcha. This is Florida. Yeah. So this part of Florida here out by Panama City area. So we have a level 2 severe weather threat here for tomorrow. So yes, there is going to be the possibility for severe weather. Now that does indicate a 5% chance for tornadoes, a 15% chance for damaging wind gusts ranging between 60 and 70 miles an hour, and a non-existent damaging hail threat. So that's good. So hail's not going to be really a problem. Just 15% chance for wind gusts 60, 70 miles an hour, and 5% chance for tornadic activity. And of course, flooding threat, actually, yeah, you're not in an active flooding threat, so flooding is not going to be really much of an issue for that area out there. Let's see, Kimberly says, thank you for all you do. No problem. You're very, very welcome. Glad to help out. No problem at all. Like I said, I'm glad to be here, guys. I'm glad to help you all out. Samuel says, what about Louisiana? 71233 or Vicksburg? I will do... see here, 71233. 71233, gotcha. Up here in Louisiana. Okay, so you, my friend, for the flooding outlook anyways, you are in a level 2, a 15% chance here for flooding, so keep that in mind. So flooding will be possible, at least a 15% chance, like I said. Now, in terms of the active Storm Prediction Center outlook here, you're actually in that level 3 threat. You're in that decent risk here for severe weather, which does put you in a 10% chance for tornadoes, which a few could be strong as well. So keep that in mind. 10% chance. We have a 30% chance for damaging wind gusts ranging between 60 and 70 miles an hour here. And of course, we do have hail threat here, which is a 15% chance for hail ranging between 1 and 2 inches in diameter overall. Let's see here. Could they be a downgrade for Memphis? We'll have to see what SPC does. I mean, considering Memphis is around the edge of it, maybe, but we'll see. I mean, obviously that's that really relies on observations and what models continue to suggest, and officially the SPC's decision. But we'll see. I mean, if it does change for by the time we go live later tomorrow morning to do another update on this, we'll definitely look into it. Anyways, let's see here. Sharon wants me to take a look at 34453. Gotcha. 34453. Like I said, guys, I'm sorry I'm not getting to everybody. Y'all got to remember, I'm just one guy, doing so many zip codes and stuff like that. So if I don't get to yours, like I said, no harsh feelings. I'm trying to, keep up with the chat too, and just do whatever zip code I see here. So like I said, if I go over yours, once again, not intentional. I'm just trying to help out as many people as I can here. Okay, so this area of Florida, honestly, we're pretty good. We're not expecting any flooding today or tomorrow or anything like that. However, day 3, we are close to the marginal, but we're not in it as of now. So this region here, we are looking good. No active craziness. Let's see here. Bentley wants me to take a look at 38834. Gotcha. 38834 up here in Mississippi. Okay, so starting off with the flooding probability, you do have a slight risk, a level 2 flooding threat. So that is at least a 15% chance for flooding within a 25-mile radius of your location. So if you're in a low-lying spot, make sure that you are preparing accordingly for that. Now, in terms of the, like I said, in terms of the active severe weather threat. You do have that level 3 enhanced risk, which is the greatest threat as of now for tomorrow, which indicates a 10% chance for tornadic activity. Some tornadic activity could be strong, as you do have that significant tornado risk out there, so be careful for that. Keep an eye out there on the radar for sure. In terms of damaging winds, we have a 30% chance here for damaging wind gusts ranging between 60 and 70 miles an hour. There's a 30% chance of that happening within a 25-mile radius of your location. And lastly, we do have a 5% chance here for hail between 1 and 2 inches in diameter. So a little bit of hail is possible, but it's a relatively low threat for that. So main concern is going to be damaging winds, and following that will be the, like I said, the tornado threat out there. All right. Brent says, hello from Christina. Is that Christiana, I think it is, Tennessee. 37037, thinking we'll see 2-3 inches of rain. Yeah, Tennessee's going to get it pretty good. Let me pull up your area real quickly just to take a look. 37037. It's a pretty easy zip code to remember, though. I will say that. Yeah, so you being here in the central side of Tennessee, you're actually in a 15% chance. So yeah, you will likely be within the range of about 2 or so inches out there. If I remember correctly from what the models were, suggesting and whatnot. So that's that. So yeah, definitely look out for flooding potential if you're, especially in a low-lying area or whatnot. We do have also a slight risk here for severe weather tomorrow, which will put you in a 5% chance for tornadic activity. This will put you in for a 15% chance for damaging wind gusts, once again between 60 and 70 miles an hour. And then lastly, we do have ourselves a 5% chance here for hail, ranging between 1 and 2 inches in diameter here overall. So that is that. Let's see. Scott wants me to look at Delaware, Ohio, 43015. Gotcha. Let's see here, 43015. This is up in Ohio. All right, so regarding severe weather, you're outside of the risk area here. So we're not expecting severe weather for your area, which is good. Not going to go that high up north. Flooding threat, however, you're in a slight risk, a level 2 flooding threat for this area here, which is at least a 15% chance here for flooding. So, yeah, keep it out there for that, especially if you're in a low-lying area. This flooding will definitely be a possibility here. So keep that in mind out there. Can I go over the future radar for 71047? I can. Let's see, 71047. Gotcha, Louisiana. Okay, so this is out by Shreveport. Gotcha. So it looks like those storms are actually going to be arriving there, sometime later tomorrow evening, as you can kind of see here. This is showing like right around 0 Zulu or whatnot, which that would be, what is that, like 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 Central, roughly. So, yeah, pretty much roughly around sunset or whatnot is when that storms will be nearby. Like I mentioned, it's kind of a one-hit-and-done type of event here. You get the line that rolls through, and then after the line, it's over with overall. So that's that out there in Shreveport. So just make sure that you are definitely remaining weather aware. You're in that slight risk, I believe, out there towards Shreveport, which that's a that's a level 2 threat for severe weather. So keep that in mind, which does indicate a 5% chance for tornadoes, a 15% chance for damaging winds, and a 15% chance for hail between 1 and 2 inches in diameter. And then, of course, the marginal risk here for the potential of flash flooding, which is a pretty low-end flash flooding threat here overall. All right, let's see here. Brandon wants me to look here at 42025. Gotcha. 42025 up in Kentucky. Okay, so you, my friend, are going to be in for some flooding. I'll tell you that. You're in a high risk. You are in the greatest flooding risk area here. So you do have a big risk for flooding, so please keep an eye out there for that. So yeah, you're in the maximum flooding threat there is. So be careful, as flooding will be a huge issue for the region. In terms of severe weather, we do have a marginal level 1 threat, 2% chance for tornadoes. Let's see, a 5% chance for damaging wind gusts between 60 and 70 miles an hour. And hail is a 5% chance here overall. So, once again, that is something that we'll look into. But yeah, I mean, relatively low-end severe weather threat, but however, flooding threats very high-end. You're in a high risk for flooding. So yeah, keep an eye out there for that. Anyways, so yeah, guys, that's basically what we're dealing with here. So y'all, please be careful out there. Once again, we'll make sure to give you guys another update and stuff like that here. Like I said, we'll make sure to keep you all updated here for tomorrow. We're gonna do another live stream here, guys. Early tomorrow morning, like probably around 6 or so a.m. So we'll definitely give you guys another update here. All right, let's see here. Tamira, is that how you say your name? What about Tuscaloosa, Alabama? Gotcha. So Tuscaloosa, here on the western side, starting with our flooding threat, my friend. So we have a level 2 threat, which is a 15% chance for flooding, at least a 15% chance for flooding. So keep it out there for flooding as it is possible. Okay. Now in terms of, let's see here. Now in terms of the severe weather threats, we are actively in an enhanced risk, my friend. A level 3 severe weather threat. 5% chance for tornadoes, keep that in mind. A 30% chance for damaging wind gusts between 60 and 70 miles an hour. And lastly, a non-existent hail threat, so you're good. So can't rule out any hail in the storms, I should say, but not expected to be anything severe or anything like that. Renita coming in with a $5 donation. Thank you so much, Renita. Appreciate that. Saying good evening. Would I please check on Macon, Georgia? I got you, my friend. Thank you, Renita. I really appreciate the support, my friend. Big thank you. Y'all in chat, please give Renita a big thank you. Greatly appreciated. Thank you for your support, my friend. Let's see here. Take a look at Macon, Georgia. Macon, Georgia, which this is out here in basically central Georgia. Okay, so for tomorrow, we do not have any form of flooding threats, which we're looking pretty good. No active flooding threat right now for tomorrow. However, actually, no, in general, we're not expecting any flooding out towards the way. That's tropical. That's not what we want. You're literally right on the edge here of the marginal here. So you're in that level 1 threat. You're right on the edge. There's no tornado threat for you, which you're good. There's a 5% chance for some gusty winds, potentially up to 60 or so miles an hour, which pretty low in threat. But honestly, Renita, your threat's very low. Your threat is very, very low overall. So honestly, late, basically early Sunday morning, essentially. Obviously, there is going to be that potential for maybe a few strong to perhaps severe storms. So we'll keep that in mind. Okay. Once again, Renita, thank you so much. I appreciate your support. Greatly appreciate it, my friend. Thank you. Amber wants me to take a look at 35806. Gotcha. Let's see here. 35806 up here in Alabama. Got another one for Alabama here. Okay, so starting with the flooding outlook, you have a 15, or I should say at least a 15% chance for flooding out here. Once again, the maximum threat for flooding, guys, tomorrow is going to be a high risk, which is the maximum level they can even issue for southwestern Kentucky and like northwestern Tennessee and whatnot. For your area, my friend, out by Huntsville, you do have a, let's see here, you are at a 15% chance at least for flooding, so keep that in mind. In terms of the, let's see here, in terms of severe weather and whatnot, you also have a slight risk for severe weather as well, which indicates a 5% chance for tornadoes. So there's a 5% chance of a tornado happening within a 25-mile radius of your area. A 15% chance for damaging wind gusts between 60 and 70 miles an hour. And then lastly, we do have not really any active, damaging hail threat or anything like that as of right now for that area. So that's that. Anyways, so yeah, keep it out there for it, my friend, and we'll keep you posted. See, Renita says you're very welcome. Thank you once again. I appreciate that, my friend. Let's see here. Jan says, just got on any news for Louisiana. Yeah, so Louisiana is going to be in for a bit of a show. Here's our flooding outlook for Louisiana. So the higher you go up north, the greater potential, there is for flooding overall. Okay, so, like I said, keep that in mind. Let's see here. And, of course, regarding the active severe weather threats, yeah, so it depends on where you're at in Louisiana, but, all of Louisiana is in at least a slight risk for severe weather. Of course, we do have that enhanced for the northern, kind of central northern portion here of Louisiana. So, With that being said, it just depends on where you're at, of course. Tornado probability is going to be something we really need to look out for Louisiana. We do have that hatch risk up north, and of course, the 30% wind threat here as well, and of course, even a bit of hail, greater probability the further north you go, essentially. Let's see here. Asheville, North Carolina is going to be fine, WWT for tomorrow. However, we'll keep an eye out there for it on Sunday, as there could be an extension. Actually, I think there is a marginal here for Asheville for Sunday. So Sunday will be the day we'll keep an eye out, but there's no breakdown as of right now, so there's really not much I can tell you at the moment. All right, let's see here. All right, Kim wants me to take a look at 76661. Gotcha. 76661 up here in Texas. You, my friend, are going to be good, actually. You are outside of the severe weather risk area here, and you're also outside of the flooding risk, so you're looking good. Looking good. Renita coming in with another donation, my friend, with another 5. I appreciate it, saying thank you. Can I still check for me on Sunday morning? If the winds are bad, I'm worried about trees falling over my bed again. Of course. You're in Macon, right? Macon Bacon. So for Macon Bacon, we're going to bring back our thing. So flooding threat we looked at, there is no active threat for that. Then there is actually, I should say, that marginal for your area here. But, as we mentioned earlier, I don't know if you're here or not. I don't know if you were. But we have this long line of storms, and it's going to be pretty much like a one-hit-and-done type of event because, we have this line of storms, and that rolls through. Once that line hits you, on the backside, more stable air builds in, which basically, like I said, throws out your, severe weather potential as soon as that line passes you. So, with that being said, it's going to be like just one hit more than likely of just, one storm. Now, in terms of like timing and whatnot, you can kind of see, just that main line that just rolls through here. You can see that just one line hits you, which that'll be for pretty much the morning of Sunday. You're not going to really see anything on Saturday, per se, but your activity is going to actually be early Sunday morning. Is whenever you're going to be seeing that. So, anyways, Renita, thank you so much. Once again, I appreciate your support. That is greatly appreciated, my friend. Thank you. Let's see here. What about Liberty, Mississippi? Let's see here. Let me go ahead and pull this up real quickly. If I can even spell. All right, let's see. So you, my friend, are in a let's see here. You're in a marginal risk for flooding, which is at least a 5% chance for flooding, I believe. And you are also, regarding severe weather, in the look at that. You're right next to the enhanced, but you're in the level 2 threat. 5% chance for tornadoes, though. See a 15% chance for damaging wind gusts between 60 and 70 miles an hour. And then, of course, hail. We have a 5% chance out here for hail, between 1 and 2 inches in diameter overall. So that's that. Let's see here. Renita says, I love how he answers questions. I appreciate that. I try to. Like I said, sometimes there's just so many people I got to get to that it's just overwhelming. There's so many zip codes I got to do and everything. So, like I said, if I go over some of you guys, it's not intentional. I'm just trying to keep up with chat, too. But I really appreciate you guys. Thank you. Let's see. Lisa, 42101. Gotcha. In Bowling Green. Okay, so we actually got a high risk for flooding out in Bowling Green. So if you're in a low-lying spot, an area that's prone to flooding, that is going to be something you really, really need to look out for. Let's see here. So you do have a marginal risk for severe weather, which gives you a 2% chance for tornadoes, a 5% chance for damaging winds, and a 5% chance for hail. So look out there for that. Let's see here. Sarah wants me to look at 49601. Gotcha. 49601 up here in Michigan. There ain't going to be no severe weather all the way up here. So, yeah, no severe weather. I don't even think the flooding threat goes up here. No. Yeah, you're good. You're good, my friend. Not expecting any, like I said, really not expecting any of, severe weather or flooding out of this event for you guys up there. Will I be live for the North Carolina risk? Probably, yes. Probably. Let's see here. Kelly wants me to look at 39466. Gotcha. 39466. By the way, guys, if you haven't already, consider leaving a like, hitting that subscribe button. Be greatly appreciated. So you're out here in southern Mississippi. So flooding concerns. We're just outside of the marginal risk here. Let's see here. The threat for severe weather, you're in a slight risk. That level 2 severe weather threat for, of course, severe weather in general. 5% chance for tornadoes, a 15% chance for damaging winds, and a less than 5% chance for hail. So that's your active threat, my friend. Let's see here. Bingsy wants me to look here at 39565. Gotcha. 39565. Out here in Mississippi. We got a lot of people in Mississippi out here. So this is pretty much the same thing for, what we just looked at here. You are in that same threat, basically. You are, let's see here, just outside of the marginal. Let's see here. Just outside the marginal risk for flooding and severe weather-wise, you are in the slight risk here. Yeah. Once again, 5% chance for tornadoes, a 15% chance for winds, and a less than 5% chance for hail. So yeah, same thing applies to you. Let's see here. Shove wants me to take a look at, let's see, 35444. Gotcha. Yep, that's a 3. 3544. Let's see here. This is up in Alabama. Gotcha. All right, my friend, you are in for slight risk, at least a 15% chance for flooding here. So flooding is going to be a potential issue, especially if you're in a low-lying spot. Keep an eye out there for that. Let's see here. So you're actually in the level 3 threat for severe weather. Overall, you have a 5% chance for tornadic activity, so a 5% chance of seeing a tornado within a 25-mile radius of your location. And of course, we do have a 30% chance here overall. In general, 30% chance here of damaging winds between 60 and 70 miles an hour, and in hail threats less than 5% chance here overall. So that's that. What about Williamstown, Kentucky? Okay, let's take a look here. Williamstown, Kentucky. I do know Kentucky is in for quite a flooding threat, in which you're actually in the moderate flooding threat, the level 3 out of 4. Yeah, level 3 out of 4 flooding threat out here. Anyway, so yeah, keep it out there for flooding. Flooding is going to be a big issue, especially if you're in a low-lying spot, several inches of rainfall. No severe weather, though. We're not expecting any damaging storms in the area, but, still look out for flooding, as that's still going to be an issue. Let's see here. Bing says, thank you, Andrew. No problem. All right, everybody. Well, I'm probably going to head off here. We've actually been live here for over an hour and a half. We're going to pick this up tomorrow morning. I'm going to go live probably around like 6 a.m. or so. So don't be surprised if you see us live at 6 a.m. I know a lot of you guys will probably be asleep, but we'll be doing an early morning update for you guys regarding it. It might be a little bit later. We'll have to see, but probably going to do an early update just to get you guys the latest out there. Alrighty, everybody. Well, once again, thank you all for joining. I really appreciate y'all. We're just going to go ahead and head off here for now. Like I said, if y'all did enjoy this, if y'all do appreciate what we do, if you could, leave a like, hit that subscribe button. It'd be greatly appreciated. Once again, thank you for all our donators. You guys seriously do help us out a ton. So, once again, big thank you to you guys. I really appreciate y'all very much. And, so once again, thank you to the donators and people who directly support us. But anyways, let's see, why so short lives? So we did another live stream before it cut out. We were live over an hour and a half. I just like to do quick updates for you guys, and then of course coverages. Sometimes we go a little bit more. But all right, everybody. Well, thank you for joining. Much love to y'all. You guys have a wonderful rest of your night. We'll catch you guys here later on tomorrow. Like I said, overall, let's see. I'll see you guys live stream tomorrow when I'm on patrol. Sounds good, man. Thanks for once again. Thank you for what you do. Appreciate it. All right, everybody, thanks for joining. Stream's going to head off here in approximately 2 minutes. So go ahead and say goodbye to your friends, your family, anybody you're hanging out with here in the chat. Alrighty, guys, thank you all for joining. Once again, big shout out to our donators. Thank you all once again for supporting us. Greatly appreciated. And alright, everybody, thanks for joining, and we'll catch you all in the next one. Peace out, my friends. See ya later on.